All right, this is like take 6 or 7. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Educational Assessment Pre-Show with Professor DeNobile. I am your host, Professor DeNobile, and I would like to formally welcome you to EDST 3550, Spring 2023. Happy New Year! We're going through another semester of work. Yay! In all seriousness, um, I'm excited about starting the semester and working with all of you. Um, I want to start out by thanking Dr. Schroer for guidance in building this course and giving me access to his resources in order to do it. I want to start off the course by quoting him. He likes to say that purposeful assessment drives meaningful instruction. I agree 100%. Uh, and we're going to see by the time we get through module 1 that not only is that true, but in the 21st century classroom, assessment is probably one of, if not the most important tool in terms of driving instruction in a 21st century classroom. And hopefully by the end of module 1 you'll know what I mean when I say that. So there's a button that says start here, so I guess that's the best place to begin. We're going to start here. I have some introductory stuff here on top. Some of the things that we're going to go over very quickly in this particular video: the course syllabus, the course textbook, how to access the library website, Canvas, technicalities, academic integrity, and netiquette. Not just etiquette, it is netiquette, etiquette while we're on the net. And then finally, your first assignment that's going to be due Thursday of this week, which is introducing yourself. So let us begin with the course syllabus. I'm not going to go through the whole thing with the course syllabus. I just want to highlight some important things. First thing I want to cover is the course objectives. I highly, 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 highly recommend you to read all of your course syllabi for any course that you take. Your course syllabus is your contract between your professor and you. So I think that says it in a nutshell. That's why you should do it. It's a legal document. The course objectives are covered by the activities and assignments in this course. So if you want to know, like, why are you taking this course? It's these course objectives. Second thing I want for you to look at is if you are a student who has a right to accommodations, please get a letter through the University Disability Support Services. Get that to me, get that letter to me, just so that if you get extra time on tests, things like that, that I can accommodate you throughout this course. Next thing that I want to talk about in terms of our course is going through here. There's different policies here from the school. I mean, classroom behavior, we're online. That's the netiquette that we're going to get to in a second. What else? There's some things here about COVID that you should be aware of. Student attendance policy. So, attendance is a little bit different when we're taking a fully online course, especially since I'm in New York and most of you are in Wyoming. So if you are going to be away from the keyboard for an extended period of time for whatever reason, please get a letter from the Dean of Students office saying that you're going to be out for this time period. That way, I can accommodate for your time being out. If it's like an extension that you need on a certain assignment, you can contact me directly for something like that. Either way, the one of the big things that's important to me, especially when we're doing an online course, is communication. Um, I like to communicate a lot with my students if I'm teaching them in person, but especially if we're remote like this. Mainly because I'm the type of teacher who values building that rapport and building that um, professor-student relationship, so that we have an understanding. If something comes up, I can understand what's going on, so that things don't come out of left field. I'm going to talk to you soon about ways in which we can stay in contact with each other. I use GroupMe, and I'll cover that in a second of what GroupMe is. But be aware of the student attendance policy. Um, and the grading policy. This is very important. Again, as I said before, this is a legal document. This tells you how I am going to grade you, and not only about what the grading policy is at the school, but also the percentage breakdown based on this particular course content. And then there's a handful of the assignments that you should be aware of. So that was the course syllabus in a nutshell. You see me looking to the side. I have notes to the side that helps me get through the presentation. So I apologize if I'm looking to the side every so often. It's kind of like Wheel of Fortune. If you ever watch Wheel of Fortune, you see the people looking over at the side. On Wheel of Fortune, here's a little tidbit trivia. Why are they looking over at the side? It's because there is a chart on the side that has the alphabet on it, and it tells them what letters have been chosen already, which is kind of funny because if you've ever watched Wheel of Fortune for extended periods of time, they tend to re-choose letters that have already been chosen. But that's neither here nor there. Back to here. GroupMe. GroupMe is an online chat app. You could access it through their website. It's easier to use it on your cell phone as an app. I first started using it in grad school. It's a really, really good way to keep in contact with one another. It prevents, um, if you ever done group chats in a text message, sometimes it takes forever. It kind of it's slow. GroupMe is very similar to like WhatsApp, but I just think it's just an easier app to work with. Plus, if you're doing group projects, it's very easy to create subgroups within GroupMe in order to create like study groups. I do ask because I've learned this a handful of times that I've done online. Please email me or DM me, direct message me, and GroupMe your cell phone number. Um, in the event that I've had issues where um, students disappear for an extended period of time, and it was difficult finding them and getting in touch with them. Um, I don't want to pry in your personal life, but I want you to succeed in my course. So if for whatever reason I'm emailing you and 2-3 weeks have gone by and I don't know what's going on, I want to be able to really get in touch with you. Um one, I'm worried about if you're okay. But I that's the only reason why that I would want your cell phone number. Sometimes what happens is that students mute the GroupMe, which defeats the whole purpose of having GroupMe, and then it's like you're getting messages in GroupMe and you're not even aware that uh, messages are being sent out. What I try to do is I try to send out announcements and group me's so that you are getting you're getting the information in multiple media. Some Canvas information here, and then you have uh, the course the course summary, which is here. This is all the assignments for the semester, that is listed by date. So with that said, let us go back to the home page. Let's go back to start here. So we covered the course syllabus. Your textbook. I gave you a link to the UW bookstore and a link to Amazon. This is one of the better textbooks I've seen in terms of price. You're not going to pay no more than $25 for this particular textbook. And I've also provided chapter 1 in PDF form to give you time for shipping. You access the UW website. Here you're going to need this for your big projects in this course. You're going to be living on that library website as you go further into your education, if you haven't done so already. And we can talk about more about how do you balance research articles from the library website, as well as online websites in your projects. We can have that conversation at some point, because I like to mix it up. I like to have both. It's really good to have peer review stuff. It can also, sometimes the information that you're looking for is really difficult to find in peer review stuff, but you can find it online on valid, I'm going to say valid sources, valid sourced websites. Then some Canvas technicality stuff. Here some things to consider, since we are doing this fully online. All I got to work with you being fully online is your Canvas profile and any communication that we may have via email or GroupMe or texting. So if there's anything that you need about Canvas, it's right there in step 4. Read up on academic integrity and netiquette. Really important in 21st century, especially in a post-COVID era. Being your integrity is all you got, and plagiarism can get you kicked out of school. I'll just leave it at that. And then netiquette is, I mean, let's just be good to one another. That's pretty much what it comes down to for netiquette. My one rule in my classroom is respect one another. I'm going to respect you. I expect you to respect me because I respect you. And I mean, online is the same thing. Unfortunately, what happens sometimes is when you get a screen in front of you, we start to devolve into social media mindset. I know sometimes I'll get into heated discussions with people on Facebook about movies and about math equations. That was the big thing the last few weeks. That was big on Facebook, was how to solve certain math equations. It got heated over that, believe it or not. But when we're in an academic setting, we need academic integrity, and we need to be kind to one another. And that's just straightforward there. And the only other thing that I'm going to do is assume positive intent. So we're going to have discussion boards, and somebody may say something, and reading it is gonna, you don't have the uh what's the word? Um the privilege of being in a classroom and being able to ask somebody on point, like, what do you mean by that? You don't have the their body language to see what was the interpretation meant behind their words. Sarcasm does not come through very well on a computer screen. So one, be mindful of that when you're writing something, but also when you're reading something. Assume positive intent, and if there's something on there that you just need clarification, ask somebody to clarify what they meant by what they said. Which brings us to our first assignment that's going to be due this Thursday, which is just introduce yourself. So that's going to be due on January 19th. One of the things I want to bring to your attention is the calendar. If I can find the calendar, where is the calendar? Cannot find the calendar. I'm going to leave the student view in order to go to the calendar. Oh, that's because the calendar is over here. That's why. Hello. All right. So your calendar is your friend. I've heard a quote one time: we live by the calendar, we die by the calendar. If it's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist. And if it's not in the calendar, you don't know when to do it. So the calendars are important because they let us know when everything is due. You'll notice that, pretty consistently things are due. Um, Typically, it's discussions due on Thursday. Sometimes you'll have activities due on Thursday when it's a particular week where most weeks it's one activity that you need to do. Sometimes we need to double up on the activities certain weeks in order to cover the certain aspects of that particular module in that particular um set of modules. But you will know consistently, being that this is an online course, oftentimes you will have some sort of discussion or reflection. Uh, the initial post is due on the Thursday, and then your replies to that discussion is due on the Sunday. Activities are typically due um, on Sundays. Um, my New Year's resolution, as far as education goes, is to give timely feedback early on in the week. So when you have those postings on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to try to get in there and give you some feedback on those assignments. That's my New Year's resolution. Please hold me to it. If you see that it's Tuesday and you didn't get feedback on something, please, don't hesitate to reach out to me and just be like, "Hey, Professor DeNobile, I didn't see your feedback on that assignment. Uh, what'd you think about it?" And please don't hesitate to reach out to me and let me know things like that. Um, so that is that. That's what we're going to leave off with. Um, yeah, because I'm gonna do a module one video when we do the module one, and I'm gonna go into module one more in depth uh, in our next video. So thank you. This was the pre-show for academic assessment with Professor DeNobile, live from New York. Although this is pre-recorded, so it's not going to be live when you see it. It's going to be almost probably a week old by the time that you see it. I look forward to working with you this semester. Really excited to start off this semester. Um, I'm gonna give you more like introductory stuff about me, because I'm gonna respond to that discussion board as well. I'll probably respond to it as in a video form. Um, and I'm gonna leave you off with that. Thank you, and I hope to talk to you soon.